commemoration of one of Lord Krishna's eternal pastimes. Rabbi, who in our Lord Chaitanya himself, 400 years before, had danced and led ecstatic chanting of Hare Krishna at the Puri Ratha Yatra festival. Rabbi would sometimes look at the railway timetable or ask about the fare to Puri, thinking about how he would collect money and go there. Rabbi wanted to have his own cart and perform his own Ratha Yatra, and naturally he turned to his father for help. Guru Mohan bought him a used 3-foot-high replica of a Ratha cart, and father and son together constructed supporting columns and placed a canopy on top, resembling as closely as possible the ones on the big carts at Puri. Rabbi engaged his playmates in helping, especially his sister Baba Tarini, and he became their natural leader, responding to his entreaties of news mothers in the neighborhood. Often through his life, Srila Prabhupada would recall feelingly his first meeting in 1922 with his spiritual master Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. At first, Abhay did not want to meet him, having been unimpressed by the so-called sadhus who used to visit his father's house. But a friend of Abhay's had insisted in escorting him to the quarters of the Gaudiya Math, where they were brought onto the roof and into the presence of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. No sooner did Abhay and his friend respectfully bowed down before the saintly person had prepared to sit, than he said to them, "You are educated young men, why don't you preach Lord Chaitanya's message throughout the whole world?" Abhay was very surprised that the sadhu had immediately asked them to become preachers on his behalf, impressed by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. He wanted to test him with intelligent inquiries. Abhay was dressed in white khadi cloth, which at that time in India proclaimed one to be a supporter of Gandhi's cause for political emancipation. In the spirit of Indian nationalism, therefore, Abhay inquired, "Who will hear your Chaitanya's message? We are a independent country. First, India must become independent. How can we spread India's content if we are under British rule?" Bhaktisiddhanta replied that Krishna consciousness did not have to wait for a change in Indian politics, nor was it dependent on who ruled. Krishna consciousness was so important that they could not wait. Abhay was struck by his boldness. The whole of India was in turmoil and seemed to support what Abhay had said. Many famous leaders of Bengal, many saints, even Gandhi himself, men who were educated and spiritually minded, all might well have asked the same question, challenging this sadhu's relevance. But Srila Bhaktisiddhanta contended all governments were temporary. The eternal reality was Krishna consciousness, and the real self was the spirit soul. No man-made political system could help humanity. This was the verdict of the Vedic scriptures and the line of spiritual masters. Real public welfare work, he said, should go beyond concerns and temporary and prepare a person for his next life and his eternal relationship with the Supreme. Abhay had already concluded that this was certainly not just another dubious sadhu, and he listened attentively to the arguments of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta and found himself gradually becoming convinced. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati quoted Sanskrit verses from Bhagavad Gita, wherein Lord Krishna declares that a person should give up all other religious duties and surrender unto him, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Abhay had never forgotten Lord Krishna and his teachings in Bhagavad Gita, and his family had always worshipped Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whose mission Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was espousing. But he was astounded to hear those teachings presented so masterfully. Abhay felt defeated in argument, but he liked it. When the discussion was completed after 2 hours, he and his friend walked down the stairs and onto the street. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta's explanation of the independence movement as a temporary incomplete cause had made a deep impression on the mind. He felt himself less a nationalist and more a follower of Bhaktisiddhanta. He also thought it would be better if he would not marry. This great personality was asking him to preach. He could have immediately joined, but to leave his family, he felt, would be an injustice. Abai told his friend, he is wonderful. The message of Lord Chaitanya is in the hands of a very expert person. So, Srila Prabhupada will later recall that on that very night he had actually accepted Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati as his spiritual master. Not officially, Prabhupada said, but in my heart. I was thinking that I had met a very nice, saintly person. And this is the same effect that Srila Prabhupada had on his first disciples in America. When he reached the Boston Harbor, because he went by cargo steamship, cargo boat to America, and he was wondering how could he reach these people who are all steeped in the mode of ignorance, and their sinful life is the norm for these people. How can I convince these people? And later he would laugh and he would tell his devotees, I was thinking as soon as I tell them about the 4 principles, no meat eating, no gambling, etc., they would tell me to go back to India. But by Krishna's grace, he met sincere seekers and amongst the American youth, and they were hippies. They were looking for an alternative lifestyle to the ones that their parents lived. And because they could not find that alternative, they started to take drugs. So a lot of Srila Prabhupada's first followers, they were hippies, and yet by the association of Srila Prabhupada, they became Vaishnavas. And actually, our understanding of Srila Prabhupada is really from his disciples. For example, as soon as Srila Prabhupada disappeared, as soon as he gave up his body in 1977, the governing body commission of ISKCON, which was founded by Srila Prabhupada himself in pursuance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta's desire that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta's Gaudiya mission be governed by a governing body commission, which never happened. But Srila Prabhupada, he did it. He formed Srila Prabhupada founded the governing body commission of ISKCON. So they commissioned His Holiness Satsuma Das Goswami to write Srila Prabhupada's biography. And the first volume of that biography, called Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita, was planting the seed, because it was fresh in devotees, more fresh in devotees' minds their association with Srila Prabhupada. So that volume was compiled first, and then after His Holiness Saksu Maharaj and his team of researchers, they went to India and they went to Srila Prabhupada's place of birth, and they conducted so much research. And the second volume was then compiled. Actually, it can be said that the entire Prabhupada Lilamrita was compiled before the very first volume, which is entitled A Lifetime in Preparation, because it deals with Srila Prabhupada's birth, a little of what we just read here. And just as Srila Prabhupada himself, he presents Krishna as he is, because he presents Bhagavad Gita as it is. He presents the message of Bhagavad Gita with Krishna as the speaker of that message, and Krishna's intent is for the hearers of the message of Bhagavad Gita, like Arjuna, to surrender to Krishna himself. But so many other commentaries on Bhagavad Gita, they evaded Krishna as the recipient of one's surrender and love and service. But Srila Prabhupada, he presents Bhagavad Gita as it is, and his Bhagavad Gita as it is being studied in philosophy courses, theological courses, in major universities all over the world, and major schools of theology. The schools of theology in Trinidad, they are restricted to one religious denomination, but not so in the more developed countries. When they are studying theology, they read all the different scriptures, all the different systems of religion. And just as Srila Prabhupada presented Krishna as he is in Bhagavad Gita, in Srimad Bhagavatam, and in all the different Vedantic literature. So the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, especially some of them, they are the ones responsible for presenting to us Srila Prabhupada as he was, or as he is. Because even though Srila Prabhupada has appeared to have left us, he is still present in his writings. And he said, if you want to know me, read my books. But why should he say something like that? Is he putting himself up to be special? No, he is special, but he means that as my followers, my disciples, if you want to know my heart's desire, then you should you should study my purports, especially because they are his ecstasies, his realizations of Krishna as the Supreme Absolute Truth, and his realizations of the position of every single personality, whether it be Krishna, the Krishna expansions, the devatas, the human species, and all living creatures. And we are grateful to such disciples of Srila Prabhupada were still churning out books on certain things that Srila Prabhupada did and said. There seems to be no end to devotees' recollection and realization of the wonder of that is Srila Prabhupada. In the first verse of the Guru Vastaka that we sing every morning during Mangalarti, it is said, the spiritual master, just as a cloud pours water on the forest fire to extinguish it, the spiritual master delivers the materially affected world by extinguishing the blazing fire of material existence. So that is not an exaggeration. The materially affected world. This is Krishna's desire. Krishna's desire is that every suffering living entity, not only in the human species, but especially in the civilized human form, be delivered from this cycle of repeated birth and death, samsara, which is compared to a blazing fire. And the spiritual master, like Srila Prabhupada, is described as the ocean of auspicious qualities. The ocean is vast. How can the scriptures, how can the acharyas give such a broad and deep description of the qualities of a seemingly limited personality? But the acharya may appear to be limited, but his influence is unlimited, and that can be seen, and anyone can attest it by analysis of Srila Prabhupada's his life's activities from birth right up to his disappearance. As we just read, within 10, 11, 12 years, he was able to spread this message of Krishna consciousness all over the world. And even now, devotees, some of our devotees, they travel abroad and they are seeing devotees, Vaishnavas, complete with dhoti, kurta, sari, tilak, and performing Harinam on the streets, and having temples of deities of Radha and Krishna all the time, or in China, in Japan, in Africa, in Russia, in South America, all over this planet. This is amazing. And this is why Srila Prabhupada himself, history will at some time, some point in time, declare that this movement under his direction has changed the course of history. So we wish we could live to see that. It's like now the world is seeing America as the superpower with the most influence. Formerly it was the British, and before them the Romans and all these different empires, but this is a spiritual transcendental movement, and it will gain so much prominence. Already all over the world, people are supporting this movement, and it is not being spread as was done by other religious denominations, sectarian religion, by the sword, surrender or die. and this credit is given to my Srila Prabhupada, to his spiritual master, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He told him, if you ever get money, print books. And it was similar to how the Russians, they spread their communist propaganda. They used to have their planes fly over India, and they released in a pamphlets espousing the communist ideology. And India became very close to Russia as a result of all that propaganda that was distributed in India because of the closeness of India and Russia. So the spreading of this Krishna consciousness movement is due mainly to the distribution of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and a lot of books taken from these major scriptures. So, Rajarshi Prabhu, would like to say something? Or I can bring this to you.
Prabhupada contributed many very important elements that changed or transformed people in society. The Yoga Dharma, chanting the holy names, the philosophy, the message itself of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. However, there is one very, very important element that perhaps you may not hear described so widely for transforming conditioned souls. And we should take this very seriously, and that is hearing from the pure devotee, Srila Prabhupada. Today, thanks to YouTube, if you can't listen to a whole 25 minutes or 45 minutes lecture of Srila Prabhupada, there are very small clips. Srila Prabhupada speaking. So what I'm going to read is about the importance of hearing from the pure devotee, taken from the Srimad Bhagavatam. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, chapter 20, text 25, Lord Vishnu's appearance in the sacrificial arena of Maharaj Prithu. Translation. My dear Lord, you glorified by the selected verses uttered by great personalities, Such glorification of your lotus feet is just like saffron particles. When the transcendental vibration from the mouths of great devotees carries the aroma of the saffron dust of your lotus feet, the forgetful living entity gradually remembers his eternal relationship with you. Devotees thus gradually come to the right conclusion about the value of life. My dear Lord, I therefore do not need any other benediction but the opportunity to hear from the mouth of your pure devotee. I'll read some of Srila Prabhupada's purport, but the point is this. There are many people, missionaries, who left India and came. Dr. Mishra was in New York City teaching yoga. All we're speaking about is the effect of a pure devotee in reawakening the consciousness of souls of this world. So Prabhupada says. It is explained in the previous verse that one has to hear glorification of the Lord from the mouth of a pure devotee. This is further explained here. The transcendental vibration from the mouth of a pure devotee is so powerful that it can revive the living entity's memory of his eternal relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In our material existence, under the influence of illusory Maya, we have almost forgotten our eternal relationship with the Lord. Exactly like a man sleeping very deeply who forgets his duties. In the Vedas, it is said that every one of us is sleeping under the influence of Maya. We must get up from this slumber and engage in the right service. For thus, we can properly utilize the facility of this human form of life. As expressed in a song by Thakur Bhaktivinoda, Lord Chaitanya says, Jeev Jago, Jeev Jago. The Lord asks every sleeping living entity to get up and engage in devotional service so that his mission in this human form of life may be fulfilled. This awakening voice comes through the mouth of a pure devotee. Now this point in Srimad Bhagavatam explains the transformation of people all over the world. So for us, we should take it very seriously. We shouldn't be casual. Prabhupada, just a couple days ago as I was listening, Prabhupada said, I'm laboring so hard. Every day, Srila Prabhupada would spend so many sleepless hours at night just translating. Prabhupada said, these books are not just for selling. It is his labor for us who have become devotees or attempting to become devotees. We should consider ourselves so fortunate that Srila Prabhupada spoke in the English language, and his message today is available. So just as anyone who is serious about spiritual life would take it up to read these books by Srila Prabhupada, you take it seriously to chant the holy names, to associate with devotees. Similarly, we should make it a point of duty to hear Srila Prabhupada's message. And today, more than any time before, it is most easily available. Most people have internet. You can go on YouTube, or you can make some special provision to have someone record them for you. Personally, I used to have difficulty focusing on whole lectures. But now, I can spend hours hearing short clips of Srila Prabhupada. So, I'm just reading this translation again and conclude. My dear Lord, you are glorified by the selected verses uttered by great personalities. Such glorification of your lotus feet is just like saffron particles. When the transcendental vibration from the mouths of great devotees carries the aroma of the saffron dust of your lotus feet, the forgetful living entity gradually remembers his eternal relationship with you. Devotees thus gradually come to the right conclusion about the value of life. My dear Lord, I therefore do not need any other benediction but the opportunity to hear from the mouth of your pure devotee. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Rajarshi Prabhu, he spoke about hearing from the